Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live show. And we are the night before the election. Finally, we can get through this and we can stop all the commercials and text messages and all the craziness. And if you missed it today, I went through the betting odd charts and did a whole show. I posted that video, and that was a fun one. So if you didn't check that out, go ahead. That's up. I'll post the link again later. But here we go. Let's see what's going to happen tomorrow on election day and how these stock charts are looking. So here we go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. How is everybody this evening? I know Elon's having a town hall meeting and something was going on. I clicked it on. He came on, and then they tried to take a couple questions. No one was there, and then it cut out. So not sure what's going on over there, but let's get rolling and see what's happening over here in the stock world. And we had a few poppers running today. HRYU, DJT. Obviously, I posted that one, immediately started to bounce right there. CGC, Canopy Growth, and MSOS. The Canopy stocks are moving, and we did say they would. So here we go. I kept the list nice and short. It is, like I said, election time tomorrow. I hope everybody's going to be out voting. If you didn't already do it, early voting. So I will be voting tomorrow. I've been waiting to go for tomorrow, election day. So I will be out to vote. And I hope everybody else will be too. Regardless of who you're voting for, make sure you get out there and vote. And let's get through our list right here. Here we go. MAXN. It was looking good running up today. It did. It ran up it opened at 1026 and got up to 1239. It's back in the tens, but it was looking really good right there today. MAXN. I'll have to look at it. Kind of flattened out there, but that 20 is still coming up to the 50, and it could pull back a little bit as it wants to set up. So we'll keep our eye. Not sure if that 12 is the high right now, but we will keep an eye on it. And Friday it got up to 1266 today, 1239. So it didn't get past it, and we'll keep an eye on it tomorrow to see what it wants to do. That's MAXN and WINT. Let's see what that's up to. It was down 2 cents. It's sitting right there. The 20's coming down for it at 81. This is at 70, just dragging the bottom, waiting for it. WINT. And I think this one is just going to sit there tomorrow and again get set up. So maybe later on in the week or next week. So that one is going to be setting up. And I made a new legend, and I don't even know what I wrote down, so I have to kind of look at them and say, what the heck did I even do for setup? And that's just a little dot over there. So I'll make the legend. Or I made a legend. I'll make some notes, and if I don't write anything on them, just assume that I'm gonna keep looking at it, or nothing crazy like maxing. Like I said, I'll look at that tomorrow. I can't really tell, so I don't have to mark every single one, but you'll know which ones are going up, going down, popping tomorrow, setting up, which ones are good options calls, momentum plays for the next day, pulling back, basing out, bouncing, and all that good stuff that I talk about. And again, I make up my own terminology, but I think everybody that listens knows what I'm pretty much talking about at this point. And there's the videos are up on the YouTube, so you can obviously see that and see what I'm looking at. And I'll get a live feed going. That's the next phase. So I'll get that rolling, and then you can see me do it live. But for now, I still post the videos. I'll pop this one up tonight, and you guys can watch it if you'd like and see the charts and everything. But here we go. So that was WINT. And again, it is setting up right there, and it should be rolling pretty soon. How is everybody tonight? And TOVX, let's see it. It was up another 8 cents. I know it ran up Friday and it pulled back a little bit because it hit that resistance. Today it opened at 189, got up to 208, and looks pretty strong right there. TOVX. It looks like it wants to continue up, at least on the FinViz. On mine, it's pulling back a little. Let me see. 193 in the after hours, 188 there. I'll have to look at that one in the morning. And again, it looks like it wants to try to run up. And if it doesn't, it's curling back up. So it will. It could pull back a hair, but it does look like it wants to keep that momentum for TOVX. So I'll take a look at that one as well. SYRS, this was looking good today, up 16 cents. They had their earnings, I believe it was Friday. Yeah, on Halloween, actually, on Thursday. And it is curling back up. I thought it would. I know we were talking about it coming back down, and it just had that weird look going on. And now it looks like it wants to curl up. And this is that company that had the insider buying and SYRS. I think it's looking good to try to run up again some more tomorrow. So keep an eye on that one because it looks like it wants to continue going up. SDOT. That one was looking pretty good today. It was up 22 cents. Another one we were looking at, and it's curling up down there and looking pretty good. It was hitting some resistance, ran from like 273 to 307, hitting the resistance and coming back down, but it's at two. It closed at 282. It says it went to 269. Let me see what it did in the after hours here. S dot, yeah, it looks really good on mine. So I would say it's curling up. Whether it breaks through tomorrow, I'm not exactly sure on election day, but it's definitely setting up right there. S dot, and it's been running up, and we've been watching it. So there you go with that one. HLVX, that Hilly Vax. This one was looking pretty decent. It was up 3 cents and starting to run up a little bit and starting to try to curl up is what I was trying to say right down here. And it does. It looks pretty good. Let me see what it looked like in the after hours right here. Yeah, it still looks good to go up there, go up right there. I think it's going to continue its way up. It looks pretty solid to me. Nothing wrong with it. We'll put it that way. So, and it's down there where the 20's curled up. The 50 came down, but that's all right. We're looking at that 20 and it can reverse anyway. So I would look for this to try to run up a little bit more. And that is HLVX. So see if that one can continue going up right there a little bit. Elab, this one's setting up. It was on the scanner today. I know it dipped down pretty hard, and we were looking at it the other day, and it's pulling back. Let's see if it can get a bounce off of that, like eight. What is it, 8 cent? I don't know if it's coming back down that far. We'll have to look at it. It looks like it was trying to cross down. Let me see it in the after hours. Um, yeah, it did kind of cross down, but it's in that spot where it could either pull up, roll up, or try to curl up real hard. We'll have to look at this one in the morning, Elab, because it took a really nice dip today. It opened at like 2 cents and it came way down to like 1 cent. So, and like just under two, but that's a pretty big dip. It was minus 30% right here. And just the other day on October 25th, this thing ran up to 18 cents and you're looking at it at two. So Elab is way down there, and we'll see what that wants to do tomorrow. So I'm going to take a look at that bad boy and see what it wants to do. ITRM's trying to curl back up. I was looking at this one, and it does look like it wants to curl back up. And I know we talked about exactly that scenario. It had run up. That's why I kept it on there because it looked like it wanted to catch that 20 on the way back up. And it's exactly what it's doing. And it's curling it up there and running up. I think it is going to run up and set up. And they had some good trial urinary tract something. I don't know what it was. I forget what I read that day, but it was something good. And it looks pretty solid to keep running up. So I would say ITRM looks pretty good to keep going up there. So you look pretty nice. UCAR was looking good as well. UCAR. And like I said, I kind of trimmed back some of them today, and we didn't have to look at that many. We'll get back to looking at a lot more as the week progresses, and probably next week on Thursday, the Fed's going to do the whole rate thing, and that'll probably be a 0.25 rate cut or whatever they do, raise it, cut it. I don't even know what he's doing, but whatever. It's going to be 0.25%, and yeah, so that's happening Thursday and an election tomorrow. So these ones, we still have to know what's going on, and we still have some poppers running, so we want to catch them, but we don't have to look at every single one. We just want to pick out the ones that are going to run because a lot of them will be flat, but we'll catch the ones that are looking good, like UCAR up 27 cents today, 3.5%. Has that weird look. Let me see. It closed and opened in the same spot, but this one looks solid. It's setting up and looking good. And we had seen it back down here in the low sevens. It's about to get into the eights. It got to eight today, and it is looking good. UCAR, UCAR. So keep an eye on that one because that's going to keep its momentum going up. EJH. Now, this one was interesting today. It pulled back there. Let me pull it up because I kind of remember. Yeah, 5 cents, and it did. It pulled back. It opened at 91 and came down to 81. So it almost looks like a little dip and rip. It pulled into that basement just a hair. And like I said, I would look at this one in the morning and see if it wants to rip because this is one of them China ones, and these penny ones have been setting up, and some of them been popping up. So the 20 is way up there at like 94 cents now, and this is at 85 or 81, it says in the after hours. Mine says 83. Each one says something different. We'll say it's at 83. And regardless, and like I said, the 20's up at 94, but it can pull back 10 cents. It sure did today, and it can run up 10 cents. So it could be right there. So watch for this thing, EJH. I'm going to watch for that little bounce right there, and we'll see what happens. But like I said, I'll keep an eye on it, WTO, but watch it in the morning and see if it's moving. If it's moving up, you know it's bouncing. WTO down 2 cents. Another one just pulled back in the same situation right there. This could be a dip and rip situation from 42 to 39, and right back it just kind of stopped at 39, but that 20 is right above it at 42, and it could easily get back up there. Another China company, penny stock basically, and you could see this one try to bounce back up as well. So just keep an eye on it. And the yin and the yang, I think tomorrow that yang's going to get moving on the election. um, that's what it looked like. Let me bring them up first. Here's the yen. I know I was looking at them, and like I was explaining this morning and last night, we know that look when that 20 is coming down like that, it's hard for that thing to. It's almost like a mountain. It have to climb it. It's be very tough for it to get through, and we know when it gets up to that MACD, they struggle to crawl through. I mean, they're not just blasting through like they used to, and this one clearly doesn't look like it wants to. I'm not saying anything's possible, but that's what it looks like, and we know that look for it to bounce back, and we look at it all the time, so it's nothing new. And the Yang, on the other hand, did a split, which we love now, them reverse splits, and the 20 hooked it up like it's ready to rock and roll. So it could easily pop up to that 111 area now. And again, these are post reverse split prices from today. So yeah, it's at 71 and it has some room to go. So it looks like it wants to get cruising tomorrow. And it did pull back a little bit. It got down to it opened at 70.91. It got down to 68.85 and its high was in the 71s. And it's sitting at 71, 75-ish, right around its high for today, and it does look like it wants to roll. So that is the yang. Looks like that 20 wants to push it up and get cruising there after the split. So we will definitely look at them in the morning. You already know that. So we will definitely take a look at it and see what it wants to do. And let's see, WBA, our good old Walgreens, was pulling back 13 cents. And like I said, company is not in good shape. It should get stuck right there around 922, and but maybe not even because that's going down too. I mean, this thing could just keep dropping down, WBA. So nothing that you want to be interested in. I'm just more or less interested in the chart and not watching the company go down, but just watching it because I'm saying that the company's not doing well at all, and it's just a matter of time that they're going to have to do something because it's not looking great for them. And I was just kind of reading the news. It said Empower 2024 delivers groundbreaking insight and innovation to achieve data driven healthcare. I don't even know what that means for them. But anyway, that was the one news story today for Walgreens. But and let's roll on the Holo. That's our good friend. It was down 53 cents. It rolled up to that yesterday. It bounced up, looked like it wanted to continue, and it just said, no, I don't. And it went up, it opened at 306, went to 308, came back to 263, and it's at 266, and it's coming back down, but it will bounce off of that bottom. And I hope people caught it yesterday. And like I said, well, it actually opened at 321. So in the pre-market, and mine says 340. So I thought it ran up this morning. And so it did. It was in the pre-market there, and then its low is 260. It's sitting at 263. So it did continue a little up from yesterday's momentum. And I thought it did this morning, but then came right back down. And it never got as high as yesterday did when it ran up to 348. So you got to be careful off of them pops. And now it could just set up. It's down at the bottom. It's obviously going to set back up. So we can watch it again and catch it for the actual real run when it runs up to the MACD. And then we won't worry about it too much after that because we kind of caught it on every pop for about the last 7 or 8. So LSB, this one was an interesting one. And I'm telling you, this thing is going to curl up. It was up 9 cents today. It ran 207 to 244. It's sitting at 225. So it did move. And I was saying yesterday, I mean, it's right there. It pulled back, and I'm telling you, this thing should get rolling again. So keep your eye on that LSB because it looks good to try to pop up. It just needs to get back up onto that like 235 area, and it can start popping back up in your 20s at like 317. But off of that 225, it can go 317 with no problem. And that's LSB, especially if it starts trying to curl through that MACD and bouncing off the bottom. Has a lot of things set up for it. Let's put it that way. So look for that one to try to get popping up there and looking good. Silo, SILO. That was up a penny looking at it the last few days, and I remember the 20 and 50 were meeting, and they sure are. And I think today was a dip and rip situation. It almost looks like it's going to take that like hard curl up. And what I mean is I do it with my hand. Don't even show you with the cursor when you look at the video. But what I mean is that thing's curling down the MACD, and it could pop right back up with that look. Not saying it's a definite, but it has the opportunity and the chance to do it and that look. So let me see in the after hours, SILO, if I can type it in. Here we go. And today 118 came down to $1 and it's at 102. On my chart, it doesn't look like it wants to do that as much, but on here it doesn't look too bad to do it. Where does it say 107? That's because this says it's at 102, and that 107 makes a big difference. And so yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to look at Silo. Let me just put a notation to look at this one over here because the charts are just different and it could obviously go either way, and I can't tell what it wants to do, so we won't waste much time and I'll look at it. How about that gift? GIFT. It did pull back today. It ran up the last 2 trading days and has that dip and rip situation looking too. That's why I threw it back on for tonight because it's hitting that bottom, curling down, and your 20s just above it at like 151. This pulled back 17 cents, so it's at 133. And GIFT, I'm telling you, look for this to try to bounce tomorrow morning because that could bounce. So we're just watching for that bounce. So I'm going to do that and just there. So you're going to keep an eye on it. Nope, I did the wrong mark there. Got to remember what I even have for my marks, but there you go. We're watching for that bounce off of there. And like I said, gift, you want to see if it tries to bounce off of there. If not, it's going to have to get into the basement. I don't even think it's going to run flat like that. So it looks like it wants to bounce off. And even on mine, it looks like it would roll off and bounce. So GIFT, keep an eye on that. CDIO. Nope, CDIO. That was up a penny and it was curling up. It looked really good. The 20 and 50 are meeting up, and this one looks like it wants to roll. Look, I was looking at this today, and I think that one gets moving. So keep your eye on CDIO. And I meant to change this light. I'm definitely changing it. CDIO. So yeah, that one is looking great. And so there you go. That one's getting a little star asterisk. And that one's looking decent to run. How about CJet? That was looking decent today. It was up 8 cents, and it's right there in that spot, 214 to 228. It's sitting at 221 in the after hours, and it was looking really good. Let me just confirm it with mine. And yeah, CJet should be moving too, so keep an eye on that tomorrow. And that HAO, I kind of forget what it was doing. It was down 2 cents. Oh yeah, but this was setting up really nice right there. So I would keep an eye on this. It looks like it wants to try to get out the basement or even crawl off that 20 HAO. So I would definitely keep an eye on it. That one looks like it wants to get moving. So I would watch it off of that 20 tomorrow. And it has a couple weird looks today. It probably opened and closed around the same price, yeah, in the 18s. And it does. It looks like it wants to stay on the 20 and roll up out of the basement. So we'll watch that one as well in the morning. I'll keep an eye on that. OCGN, this one was up a little bit today, but it looked pretty good. I know their earnings are the 8th, so they're coming up on Friday. And this thing is looking decent. It's trying to curl up there. It's getting up onto the 20. And OCGN, I'm just going to it opened and closed in the same price at 95. You know how much I don't like that, but it is looking good right there. This one at least says 93 and 95 that it opened. Mine says the exact same, and but it looks like it's rolling off there and getting and to get cruising up. And your 50's up there at like 105. So we will check it out, see how it looks and see what it wants to do. But it looks like it's curling up there to get moving. There's a hard support at 120. It could get up to that. So we will keep an eye on OCGN and see what that wants to do because it looks like it's trying to get cruising there. So that is kind of curling up. And I'm not even sure what I do for that. Oh, I just make a dot. Setting up and curling up are like the same thing for me. And there you go. So there, that one's curling up. And again, I'm just kind of marking my list and I'll take a picture of it. You guys can see what I think. And if I don't mark anything, I'm probably going to be looking at it tomorrow. We don't really care about it, but the ones that are going to run, you'll probably know what's going on. You will know what's going on. So OCGN. Again, that one's curling up, setting up to get moving up some more. So there you go. And it could be moving tomorrow. RVSN, another one was moving the other day and just kind of setting up today. I believe it like opened and closed at the same price as well. And it's going to roll off of there and get cruising. I'll confirm that one as well, real quick. Let me see. Just kind of flat right there, but I don't see it coming down at all. And yeah, you got a lot of interesting looks right there. I'll look at it tomorrow, but it looks like it wants to roll off of there and get moving some more. So that looks like it's setting up as well. REVB. This one didn't look too bad today. If I remember correctly, it was up 2 cents. Oh yeah, and the it was sitting on the 20 to 50s coming down. That's where it was trading between pretty much at 83 where it opened, and its highs like in the high 87s. Its low is 82, so it got under there. The 20 is at about just under 84. And it is curling up REVB, so that one was looking good as well. REVB, I would expect that one to get cruising either the next day or so. So keep an eye on that one. Revelation Biosciences, so looking nice for a little pop up. Tara, TARA. This one was still running up there. What did it get up to? I forget. 260. I think it was up higher this morning. No, 260, and it opened at 241. And it's just continuing to go up. We looked at this thing way down here in like the dollar range. I don't remember where, dollar 80s probably. And it's up at 259, got up to 260. And what's it going to do? It looks like it wants to continue to run up at that top area. So just keep an eye on it. Looks like more of a momentum play, has some resistance there, 267 area. So keep an eye on it for that. But I'll tell you what, that was a nice run up. And Tara did get hot. And so I would just keep an eye on it because it's kind of topping out. So I'm not going to write anything. Could be a momentum play, if anything, at this point. But that's about it for that one. And so that's Tara, TARA. ARDX. This one we were looking at last night. It did run up yesterday, pulled back today. What an interesting look that is between the 2 days, and not yesterday. I meant on Friday. It did run up on Friday, and would it go to 599 to 644, and then today it opened at 596, got to 605, came to 576. It's at 587 right now, and it is setting up super super bullish. It crossed through and kind of just running flat there. So let it set up ARDX. It has a little bit of time to set up here. So watch this one. It could pull back, but it's just setting up there. And I'll just keep a notation to keep an eye on it because it's going to run, but not exactly like tomorrow. So ARDX, we will watch, and I'll tell you is when that one's on. A perfect time to crush that one. AMIX, I'm pretty sure this is a Jennifer Lee one that was setting up. I know it ran up the other day on October 28th. It opened at like 1922 and got up to like 2149, and it's in the 11s right now. It opened today at 1070, ran up to 1223. This one's got movement all over, and it looks like it wants to run some more. And like I was saying before, it came back down to that bottom, and now it wants to run back up. It probably will get back up to that a $17 area in the next few days, and then pull back down and set back up. This one's a good one to keep your eye on and trade. I think I talked about that before just because it bounces around. So keep your eye on this one, and I'll just say that this one's kind of going up over time, and we will know what that's doing. I can't even see. Yeah, I need like way better lighting. I'm telling you, I just bought this brand new, like, nice desk lamp, and I'm telling you, like, the thing just stopped working as well, like a week ago, and it's brand new. And so now I'm gonna have to go back to like old school, like contractor ones that you just clip on, you put a light bulb in it, and it works great. And because nothing seems to ever work anymore, it's so crazy. And this thing's like real nice. It clips on, had two different settings, and it's a piece of junk. So whatever. But that's my struggle right here. I can't see, and like I said, those of you who knew, I suffered a brain injury, so I have problems seeing like shadows and stuff, and I never had that issue before, so I'm constantly trying to adapt to it and notice, like trying to see. Anyway, I'll get a new light and I'll be much better. But that's AMIX, and look for it to run up. And I don't even know what I even marked there. I can't even see it, so I don't even know what I wrote. AIMX. I'm gonna say it's going up, but I can't even tell what I wrote. So just say it's bouncing back up or a momentum play. I'll just say that. But yeah, it's going up. It's gonna run up, and like I said, to that 17 area. It's going up pretty good. So watch it. The 50's right at 1279. Maybe it stops there for tomorrow at the election, but and hangs out to watch it. But it is going up there. So that's AMIX. And let's keep on cruising. HUBC. Let's see that Hub Cyber, that's an Israeli infrastructure one, and this one is way down at that bottom, and it's getting set up as well. I think it has a little bit of time. The 20 is just there at 49. We're at 47 and a half. I don't think it's just ready yet. It has that look where it's oh, maybe not. On mine it looks great. I'm telling you, these things are just wild, and I think you're seeing that transition. It looks decent on the Finviz. Looks very good to me, and it just didn't look like it wanted to run tomorrow. And then on mine, it looks like it might want to run tomorrow. So keep your eye on that HUBC because it definitely wants to run fairly soon right there. And how about that SPRC? That was down 4% today, just kind of pulling back. Almost looks like that dip and rip situation. Opened at 23, its low is 21, and it's at 22, almost 23 again. SPRC. And I could see it kind of coming down and rolling off of right there. So keep your eye on this. That could, like I said, could be a dip and rip. That 21 could be its bottom. Maybe it pulls back a little bit more. I'll watch this one tomorrow. And let's see. I might have to watch tomorrow. Add one to the list right there, and that can be a triangle. That's why I left. Well, I knew there was going to be something, at least one other thing I wanted to add. So I was like, I'll just put a triangle there and see what I add. So maybe watch tomorrow is going to be a triangle, and that's SPRC. I would do that right there. So I would say I would do a triangle and watch tomorrow. Boom. I'll write that in. All right. SPRC. Look at this. I'm most professional on this list. TPET. Trio Petroleum. A ton of weird looks. This thing's gonna get nuts, guys. Just from looking at it right here. Yesterday was its bottom at shit. Where is it? 1080, 10 cents, 0.1080. So not $10.80. 10 cents, like 0.1080. That was its bottom yesterday. A bunch of weird looks just kind of popped out of the basement, and this thing's going to get rolling. It's in a nice spot. It's in a good price. and it looks pretty good on mine. It's pulling back, but I could see a bounce happening on this. And like I said, all them weird looks right there, and the 20s at 14 and a half. It looks like it pulled back. I'll have to look at it because they both say this says 10 9, about 10 cents, and it closed at 12. I'll look at it in the morning, but it looks like it wants to get cruising. Maybe it's just getting set up right there, but I will definitely take a look at that one because that one's looking nice. And like I said, it's just kind of pulling back on mine. And today it just keeps closing and opening at the same price, but you can just tell that movement right there is ready to do something. So that's what TPET looks like to me. HYRU, or what is it? HRYU or HYRU? I don't HR. Yeah, HRYU. What I write? The thing I wrote HYRU. I wrote it backwards again. I don't know why I keep doing that. Let me change it. HRYU. Um, but HRYU wanted to roll up some more, and it did today. We were looking at it last night, saying it was going to bounce off of there, and it did that for us. So HRYU, I don't know if anyone played it, but it was pretty nice today. 30 to 34. It came down to 22, which was real nice because then it closed at 27. So that was a pretty nice little run around today, and it is curled up. Not exactly sure what it wants to do tomorrow. Kind of has that pullback look, but yesterday it was ready to rock and roll. So we'll see what it wants to do tomorrow morning. But that one did run up for us today. IXHL, this one was running, it has been running up. It's in the top now, and it's just kind of like it ran up on Friday. I remember up to 273, and today it got to 273. It's at 245 right now. Let me see in that after hours what kind of look. I don't know if it's trying to pull back right there. It's way up there, I'll say that, but it doesn't look like it's done. So I don't know. It might catch momentum up in that top, that IXHL, and I'm not sure what the heck they have going on, but it seems like something's going on. Could be even building a base. It almost looks like it's trying to build a base at this step to go up even higher from here. So it's in the 250s, and you can look at that IXHL. It does look like it's trying to build a base and then try to go out up a little bit. So I don't even know what to write for that, but I'll keep an eye on it because it's not popping up tomorrow. NDRA, get myself all confused by making a legend. NDRA looked like it was dipping down a little bit. Let me see. I just kind of lost it. It's very hard to see. Let me see this thing. NDRA, it's even hard on here. Yeah, it's just kind of pulling back. It could roll off. I'll have to take a look at it. Let me, yeah, it's like very hard to see right there. I don't know what the heck's going on, but let me see. Yeah, even if I blow it up, it's still I still can't even tell. On mine, I can tell a little better. It's hitting them lines. It looks like it either wants to roll off or come back. I'll look at it tomorrow and see what that one's up to. It's hard to see it right now. I don't even know why it's so tough to see that, but it is. RIME, we were looking at this for a little bounce play. It was in that spot, and it bounced up today 29 and a half to 31, over 31 and a half, and it's at 31 and a half right now, and it looks like it wants to try to run up. And again, tomorrow could be a strange day, so you got to be careful. But according to the chart, it looks like it wants to continue that rhyme and just keep on the rhythm and keep going. So I don't know, maybe it will. It's approaching the curl up to this MACD, and we know how that works. And tomorrow's just an odd one, but this one does look like it has that momentum. So I would take a look at it in the morning if it's running up. That 20's at like 41 cents. And yeah, this one could keep cruising up. So look at it, but it definitely is set up, and it was been running up, and it looks like it's good to continue up. We just have to see what the market conditions are tomorrow. Um, CGC Canopy Growth up 63 cents today, even higher. It opened at 512, went up to 580 CGC. Let me see. $5 to 580 it says on mine. And yeah, it was cruising along there, and the 20 and 50 are meeting. Should get up into the $6, I would think, tomorrow. It has earnings this week on the 8th. So that's Friday is Canopy Growth earnings. And like I said, it's looking good. I don't know what the earnings look like, but it's going to run up tomorrow. So watch for Canopy Growth to continue moving up there and more or less a momentum play. So that one's been cruising up. And MSOS is another one. That's the cannabis ETF, one of them. It's at 718 and it's looking real good. It's trying to curl up. Like I said, you got to keep your eye on them tomorrow because anything can happen. But has that hard line at 752 and it wants to get up there. So keep your eye on that. And Tilray, I added TLRY. They didn't have earnings, but it jumped up on the 50 and the 20 was curling up on this one. It was up 9 cents and Tilray was looking really good. I saw this one, thought I'd add it to the list. So they look like they're going up too. And that's the cannabis sector right there. And they've been looking good. I told you guys the other day, and they started moving. So there you go with Tilray and Canopy Growth and MSOS and some of the Canopy or cannabis ones, and they are looking nice. And UKK. This one was just kind of chilling. It had split not long ago. It was flat. I looked at it today. It was sitting in between the 20 and 50 going down. I had a weird look. I just couldn't get a good idea, and I still can't. So looks like it might try to pull back some more. I'll have to look at that one. I added it because I couldn't really tell earlier when I was looking at some of them, and I still can't tell. So DFEN is the aerospace and defense. That's an ETF and it's the bull one, and it's way down. And I think today, where it closed and opened around the same price, I think that's going to be around your bottom. And we're going to see this start to go back up. And it is bullish. And your 20 is up at that 35.99 with that hard line. So DFEN is looking good. And we might have to go through our aerospace and defense because you never want to see them set up. And we figured we'd want to look at them around the election, which is tomorrow. So maybe we'll bust through a few of them bad boys and see what's up with them. But yeah, DFEN up 12 cents, down 17 in the after hours. But like I said, it's down at that bottom, starting to curl back up. And I think it's basing out down here. I'll say that. And it's definitely basing out down there. So we will look at it and check it out and see when it wants to get moving. VINE, this one was looking good today, I believe. Yeah, up 14 cents and cruising up there. It was about to cross through that line. It ran perfectly from that 93. I thought it was, oh, well, it got its low is 88 and its high was 109. It opened at 93, but it ran that channel. Will it pop up more tomorrow? It's kind of hard to tell because it's right in between that channel and it's hitting that line. It looks like it wants to, but we know it could possibly pull back as it's setting up. So watch it. But we were looking at this last week, VINE, and watching it off of that 20, and it definitely popped up there today. So there you go, VINE. And like I said, it is just setting up. It ran up tonight. So we'll keep an eye for a little pullback. And what's NIXX or something? Or what did I even write? NIXX? Yeah, Nixie. This one was an interesting one too. It was curling up, looking good on the 20. It was opened at 290, got up to 303, down to 284, and it's at 3 in the after hours, or it closed at 3 and in the after hours at 293. And this one was looking decent. I think this one's going to try to curl through tomorrow and continue to run up. Had a really big dip on the 17th, opened at 756, got up to 850 and came down to 261. So that was a really nice dip. And then the next day on the 18th, it opened at 250 and now we're sitting here at $3 just about. So that's NIXX, Nixie Incorporated, staffing and employment company, and it is looking decent. So I think that one's going to continue to go up right there. So watch that one with a little momentum. And BNRG, let's look at Bren Miller Energy. It was down 2 cents, up 2 cents. And this one I couldn't get a good idea today. It was right in between that channel and the 20s kind of curling up. I'll have to take a look at that one again and just see what's going on with it. So I'll keep an eye on BNRG. Maybe it's nothing right there, but it just seems to be in a good spot and looking all right. But Again, let me look at it on mine. BNRG just to get an idea. Actually, mine looks way better. I should have looked at mine, huh? Yeah, mine looks great. It would look pretty decent today, and actually, it looks really good. It has to get over that 91. It's going to get cruising right there. So on mine, it looks really nice, and on here, it looks pretty good. So BNRG, keep an eye on that one for a little bounce action, and I think that one might be able to start moving. What is it? BNRG? Yeah. And CLDI, this one was an interesting look today too. Let me take a look at it again, but I remember it was kind of interesting. Down 3 cents, up three in the after hours. Oh yeah, the 20 and 50 were meeting and it ran up Friday to 151. And then today it opened at 137 and came back down to 115. It's at 135 right now. So it bounced back up. And it is interesting, I'm going to tell you that. So I have to look at this one because I just can't even get a good look, like good idea. But your 20 and 50 are meeting up, so you would assume it kind of wants to pop up. It's not a definite, but because it ran up here on your MACD and it's flat on your RSI, but it does look like it has that chance to pop up there. So I have to look at that one as well. CLDI just to get a better look. ALZN, this one I think was looking good if I remember. Maybe it was just 0%. Let me see what it do today. 165 to 160 and back to 165. This one just like ran around, but it's setting up real nice. That's what this one did. And yeah, this one I think is trying to crawl up there and get moving. So ALZN I think is setting up and looking better right there. And speaking about better, BTTR, Better Choice Company is looking pretty much better. It jumped up today. It opened at 194, got up to 212, and it is sitting at 212. It says it got down to 204 in the after hours, but I'll tell you what, this one looks really good. Let me make sure on mine. And yeah, it looks good to keep that momentum going up there. So I would say it's pretty healthy BTTR. So keep your eye on that one in the morning as well. And let me know what you guys want to look at. And I'll run through the messages and check them out. I figured I'd just kind of blast through things real quick, take a look and see what's going on the night before the election. Not a whole lot happening. And we'll go through our big caps, crypto, and all that good stuff too. But figured I wouldn't keep everybody late when we didn't really need to. So, and we have a nice laptop lowdown list and setup list. So we'll take a look at that one as well. It's not on here, but I'll take a quick look at them. So here we go. BTTR, look for that momentum up there. HLP, let's look at it because it was looking good last night and it was up 8 cents today. 123 to 146. It's sitting at 131. HLP, let me see. And yeah, this one looks good to keep a momentum up there. So a couple little momentum plays for you. MWG, let's look at that one real quick. MWG multi-way holdings. This one's down a penny and just setting up right there, to be honest with you. That's why I was looking at this. And or did somebody ask about this one? I don't even remember. No, I think I was looking at this. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It looked like it was trying to set up down there. So we'll keep an eye on it in the 20s, just above it at 27. So I'll keep an eye on this. I think it's just kind of setting up. That's why I had it on there. ONVO. Yeah. ONVO. That was down 2 cents and it was right there on the 20. Kind of, it looks like it wants to bounce back up. It looks like a little bit of pullback today. Nothing real crazy. I would think this one wants to bounce right back up. So just watch for that little bounce play right there on here. So that looks like a little bounce play. RGF, I think, is that Real Good Foods or something like that. Real Good Food Company. Yeah, that's it. It was down a little bit today, and I'm telling you what, this thing's setting up too. It's just pulling back right there, but it's sitting in that spot where it's either going to dip tomorrow or it's going to bounce tomorrow. So let me look at it on mine. On here, I can't tell. I mean, it opened and closed at 31, and I have no idea what it wants to do. But I'll tell you what, if it gets down into that 29, 30 cent area, which it's right there, its low is right there. at 0.3023. It could get bouncing off of that spot. So just watch for a bounce on this one. Like I said, we're just going to keep an eye on it because I'm not exactly sure if you want to, but it's right there, and I have an idea. I All right, yeah. There we go. I'll keep an eye on this one just to see if it's gonna pull back or try to bounce. We can look at it in the morning. So I'll look at that one because that one could be a potential bounce play. And look at it early if you guys are on early. GOVX pulled back 13 cents today. I think this one's coming back down to the line. Almost looks like a bottom play right there, like a bottom bounce. That's why I put this on there. So just watch for that bottom bounce right there on that one. So GOVX, watch for the bottom bounce. I'm not saying it's definitely, but if it's moving tomorrow, it's playing that bounce play right there, and that's GOVX, and it'll be a little momentum. TRNR, this was up a little bit today and curling up, looking good. So keep your eye on this one. It looked pretty solid. TRNR. I know we looked at it before, but this one looks like it wants to continue its way up. So keep your eye on that. And CETX. That one's not looking bad there. Let's take a look at it. CETX. Pretty sure OV Grows wanted to look at this bad boy. Let's look at it. OV Grows, what's happening here? And when did it split? I forget. Back on October 3rd. And what, it ran up on the 16th. It took that long. Hold on. Let me see what this thing's been doing. I forget, to be honest. Oh yeah, I remember now. It took that dip right there after the 17th to the 18th. It pulled back and kept pulling down. And now CETX is at 37 is the 20, and this is at 22 cents and just kind of pulling back there, just staying in that bottom. I think we had said that this one needed to wait for that 20. That's why I took it off the list there for a while. But let me just take a quick peek and see what it wants to try to do. Yeah, I think it might have to wait for that 20 to get back down. And it, like I said, it is at, let me see, and it's coming down pretty hard on it. It's 37, almost just under 38, and we're at 22 cents. See if this is a bottom, but honestly, you can't really tell tonight. But I'll keep an eye on CETX. We can even keep it on the chart and look for EOV grows and see what that wants to do. If I remember correctly, and it was you that wanted to look at that. Somebody wanted ELWS, Early Works Company. Let's see, that one's jumped up. Yeah, that one actually looked really good and popped into the top. If anything, that's a momentum play in the morning. ELWS. But yeah, that one ran way up there. It opened at 279, got up to 469 right there. And it's sitting up there. I mean, it's at 447 in the after hours. So if anything, it's a momentum play. Um, SNDL, I thought I put it on the list. There it is. SNDL, I was thinking, why didn't I do that with the cannabis ones? But here it is. It's an earnings play tomorrow. Is it their earnings, I believe? Yeah, November 5th. And it looks good. Another cannabis one rolling up, curling up there, SNDL. So take a look at this one. It should move up there on the earnings. And yeah, it's looking good right there along with the cannabis industry. So I can imagine it wants to run. PLUG, this one was looking good, solid today. 211 to 254, curled through, and looks like it has some momentum right there. So keep an eye on this plug in the morning. See if it wants to continue that momentum and get up to that 278 area. I'm not guaranteeing it, but it looks pretty solid too. So just watch for a little momentum on plug PLUG. And there you go with them bad boys. I'll go through the messages real quick. Let's see what you guys want to see. And here we go. Scott gave a list. Luis Rodriguez and a bunch of people. So here we go. My apologies. I wasn't even looking at the messages as I was flying through there because I'm trying to pay attention to my new legend. I guess in a week or two I'll kind of remember what everything is, but we'll it'll probably help everybody, I would assume. So I'll try to get it pretty good for you guys, and that way you can look at it have video and the live and this live feed. So there you go. AKTS. Let's look at that, Scott, and see what it's up to. He's listening while driving overnight to somewheres. I don't even know where that place is. Goatborg. That sounds like a crazy spot, but sweet. Drive safely, Scott. That's for sure. And driving on election eve, huh? AKTS. Well, let's look at that for you and see what it's up to. It was up 14%, and it was starting to curl up. I think this time it'll actually start to curl up. Your 20's coming down and your 50, but your 20's at 6. This is close to 6 cents, AKTS. Oh, yeah, that one looks pretty solid. What a weird look. Oh, I can't wait for it. This is like, I've never seen a stair step like they say stair. This is crazy looking. I might have to screenshot this chart. That's pretty wild. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Um, That's interesting for sure. But just the way it was stair stepping, like the MACD lines were like in sync. Yeah, I mean it was like perfect the way they're doing it. But now it's flat. And it looks like it wants to start rolling up. So I think it's gonna start bouncing back up. And like I said, that 20's there and the 50. So it can get right up to that AKTS. And I'll look at that in the morning. Let me just mark it down. AKTS. I can't. I definitely have to get better lighting. Sorry, keep complaining about it, but I just can't see like certain spots on the page. I just can't even see it, and it's just a little shadow, and it's weird. LGHL. I used to have like night vision, so you can only imagine that it just like bothers me because I can't see it, and uh, and literally I could see like behind me any which direction before, and have night vision, so I don't have any of that going for me now, and now trouble seeing a stupid page. So anyway, that's why I'm like, I can't see this thing, but I'll get a better light tonight and put it there so I can actually see. LGHL, let's look at the lion. It looked great to try to get running. I remember Sunday night, and then it just started to pull back and going straight through. So it did curl down. Uh, well, it started to on. Well, no, it started to on Friday, and today it's continuing to. So let me look and see. Because I remember last week it was looking good. Oh, it was running that line last week, and I thought it was going to pounce up, to be honest with you, especially right there on the first. It looked really good. And then on Friday on here, and then today it really started to curl down. So yeah, I'm telling you, these things are so weird, these charts, because they're just off a little bit, and I've never really seen them that off like this. But LGHL, it did pull back, but I'll be honest, it looks like it could have that little pop-up look right there. So I will watch it. Your 20's just over top of it at like 19 cents. We'll call it 20 because it's just under 20 cents. And this has that look where it could get pulled back up or curl back up. So I'll definitely look at LGHL for you as well. And let me jot that down here. LGHL. All right. I'll look at them too, Scott, in the morning as well. But yeah, they're not looking bad. And LGHL opened and closed at like the same price. So it's hard to tell exactly if it wants to go down or bounce, but I could see it trying to bounce back up there. If not, it's going to pull back just a little bit more and get set up. Fun. That one I think had like some crazy news today. It started to run up again. Funware to acquire stake in Campaign Nucleus subsidiary. So yeah, they're trying to buy something, and it has something to do with the DJT because they run the software. But it was really bullish today. Pulling back, trying to curl up. I'm not exactly sure it wants to go up still. I think it was a pop up on that news. And so we'll have to take a look at Fun tomorrow and see if it's really trying to curl up there. It's trying to, but I'm not so sure it can. And tomorrow is the election, so we'll have to take a look at that, and I'll see. And the Monday night game is the Buccaneers and the Chiefs, and the Buccaneers are winning 14-10, and it's in the third quarter with 11 minutes left. So there you go with that. And yeah, fun, PHUN. It is trying to curl up, but like I said, it's hitting that 20, and I just think it was reacting to the news. I have to see it actually curl up to see it move. So I'll let you know, Luis Rodriguez, because I've been looking at it too. And Bit Digital is BTBT, and we'll take a quick look at that one and see. Let me look and let me plug this in so it don't die there. All right. BTBT, here we go. It was down 19 cents. Oh, this one came down to the 50. And this one, oh, that one looks like it could come down a little more. Let me look. It's hitting that resistance right there, trying to base out. Maybe it builds a base right here. I'll look at it tomorrow because you don't want it coming down into the twos. To 344, I would think it's going to bounce back up from here. I don't think it's going to try to get down any further. Just kind of looking previously, but yeah, I'll look at this one in the morning for you as well, and obviously see if it's pulling back some more or making that base. If it's making that base, it's going to be solid. They curl back up and get moving back into the fours, closer to 450 area for that BTBT. So we'll definitely look at it, but you can see it did top out there on the 29th and then pull back. So it's going to get set up again. And that is them two for you, Luis Rodriguez. So I hope that helps, and I'll look at that. Shell said Vine had a merger news today. So let's look at their merger news and see what it was. VINE. I know we looked at it yesterday and it looks solid. Fresh Vine Wine and Amaze Software merged to redefine the creator powdered commerce landscape. I don't even know what the heck they're talking about. Powered commerce landscape. All right, so a fine wine company merged with another company. That's it. With a software company. There you go. It took me a while to read that one. It was just like look gibberish to me. Fresh I can't even read it. Fresh Vine Wine and Amaze Software merged to redefine the creator powered commerce landscape. Holy cow. I am having tough time reading, huh? Um, but there you go. They merged with a company. You're absolutely right. I don't know who Amaze is, to be completely honest. That's who I was just kind of scrolling down and it says AMAZ dot CO. So I have no idea. These companies look like they might not even be in the US, are they? Yeah, it's a US wine company. I'm not sure where it is, but there you go. They definitely merged with some oh yeah, Vine California wine. I'd say they're in the US. Who's the Amaze? It doesn't have a oh MAZE. I don't think it is a let me see. It's Amaze. I'm looking to see if it's a publicly traded company. That's what I was wondering. I don't see it matching anywhere, so maybe it's an OTC. I have no idea there, but I'll look and but yeah, they did, and it looked great yesterday. It popped up, and like I said, we'll watch it tomorrow. It might just trade in that channel, but it looks solid to continue up. So that is Vine, and there you go. They did have that merger news. CETX cheesing data, oversold. I would say it's definitely oversold for sure. Just looking at that being in the basement for that long and being dipped down like that, and especially when it was October 17th and it had that weird look and then it dipped down hard. Yeah, it's probably definitely oversold. And so yeah, CETX will keep an eye on it. Like I said, I'll watch it there. And the 20 is right around that 37, 38 cent area. So we'll keep an eye and see if that's where it needs to come down. Maybe it's going to bounce and bottom here and try to meet it halfway. That's a possibility on this as well because I'm looking at the volume. It has over 4 million today, and it's very possible that that happens. So I will watch that one tomorrow. CETX. And I know it's written down, but let me just jot that down there and we will look at that tomorrow. So there we go. Thank you, Cheesing Data. Let me see. Cool. That's a sweet picture right there. CETX Cheesing Data making some cool picks. And SLLP for Sherry B. Let's look at that. SLLP. Here we go. Oh, I don't even see that one. Hold on. Is that what it says? SLLP. Let me see if it comes up on mine. Nah, it says there's no match. Let me know if that's what it is. If it's something different, just let me know, Sherry, because I do not see SLLP anywhere. Looked on mine, FinViz, and on the stock charts, which would pull up the OTCs, and I just don't see it. So if it's something else, and I know if you type things in, the letters get changed on autocorrect because mine changes everything. So I constantly have to read like every message and everything I do like 7 times, and still and then I still write it, and then I move off the word, and it seems to change it again. I'm like, what the hell just happened? I just changed that word, and it changed it back. I don't want it to be that, obviously, but there you go. SCLX. Let's look at that one. Um, SLLP. Yeah, I don't see that. SLLP. What is that? Laptop travel? Do you see it anywhere? I'm not seeing that anywhere on here. No matches, no matches. I'm not sure. Let me know if anyone knows what that one is, Sherry B. I'll definitely look at it, but I just don't see it anywhere. So you let me know, or if Laptop Travel or someone knows what it is, just let me know, and I'll definitely take a look at it. But SCLX is on here, and we'll look at that. That's a USA drug manufacturing company, and that one's getting ready to bounce back up. Just let it pull back. Could come back down to that 20 in the 90s. It's at 96 cents, so it could just dip back a little bit. SCLX. Yeah. Yeah, just let it pull back just a little bit. It's kind of making a base right there, and I think it's going to trade in that channel, which it has been right here in that 96 and that 90 cent area, and it basically been trading right there. So just keep your eye on that one to trade in there, but that 20 is going to come up and meet that 50, and then it'll pop up. So that's what you're looking for right there. And that is SCLX. And let me just take a look. Um, TPET, TPET, we definitely did that one. Like I said, that one's looking really good down there. Has that crazy look. Looks like Friday was its low. And I would definitely take a look at that one and keep an eye on it because it is looking really good. So there you go. Let me see what else we have. Let me see. Let me just see something. Is it PPL? Because I know that is one. So if it's SPPL, I don't see anything. But if it's PPL, I do know that was one. So I was just thinking maybe the dollar sign was supposed to be a dollar sign. And maybe that's what it is. PPL Corp, that is one. And they did have earnings on the first, so they were Friday, and it bounced off that bottom. Has a crazy look today where it opened and closed on the same exact price. It was up 50 cents though. Did kind of run, and this one actually looks really good to kind of run up. Is setting up super bullish PPL. So if that's the one you're looking at, I would say it's getting bullish right there for Sherry B. So yeah, it looks pretty nice on here. And if that's the one we're talking about, PPL, I'd watch this to try to curl up right there because it's not looking bad. Like I said, it might bounce around and it could even bounce up to this 33.03 area and back down to the 31. So you have like a $2 bounce around for now while it sets up, and then it's going to get rolling. So if that's the one, PPL, it's that one's setting up to look pretty good. And that's it. They wanted let me see. It ran today. Let me see. Laptop Travel found it. Um Simple LELTD. Let me just type in the name of it and see what happens. Simple. Oh yeah, look at that shit. How the hell did that come up? I've been typing in SS. What the that is so strange. Now it's coming up. What the heck was I typing in? Oh, it's SPPL. Hold on. What was I typing in here? Wasn't I typing that in? SPPL. I'm telling you, I was typing that in 10 times. But I have no idea. That's SL. I was typing in SLLP. Is that what we had? I have no idea. My brain's yeah, SLLP. I was writing that first. Um, all right. Well, we figured it out. So there we go. Thank you. That's all we needed to know. So it's SPPL. That's what we're looking at here. Simple Ltd. Singapore application company. And it did run up today. You're absolutely right. Over 268%. And it's at 161 in the after hours. So it continued to run up. And clearly this one's just going to be a SPPL. Now it's coming up. Yeah, I definitely wasn't typing that. Was I doing SLLP is what I kept putting in. SPPL is definitely it. And it did run like a monster. 32 cents to 197. And that was today. And Friday it ran 31 to 33. But yeah, today it just ran up like a maniac right there, and it's in the top. I would assume that it's going to try to like basically run in that top first thing in the morning. So you web bowlers are going to see that as a momentum play, and that is that SPPL. And there you go, Sherry. Sorry for all the confusion there, but it is SPPL. And we did PPL, and that one's looking pretty good too. So we added one also. But there you go. Thank you, Laptop Travel, too, for figuring that out for me. And again, things get right past me. I have a brain injury. So I look at all these charts and I'm like, huh? And but just tell me what to look at, and somehow I can look at a chart. It's amazing. Like I say, very blessed, and there you go. But that's them. And let me make sure I got everybody's messages, because then that was a disaster. I couldn't figure out what we were looking at. Hold on one second. There we go. Sherry, you're welcome. No problem. Glad we figured that one out. And yeah, I think we got them all. Let me cruise through the crypto and see what it looks like. It was bouncing around today. It was like jumping up, coming down, looked good, didn't look good. So let me look at it now at the moment at 10 o'clock and see what it wants to do here. And let me get into my app right here. Here we go. It looks kind of red, and it is. Bitcoin's at 68,000. It's literally hopping between 67,900 and something and 68,000. Let me see what it wants to do though. It looks like it's trying to build a base, and yesterday could have been its bottom, but it is pulling back there. Let's see. How far is that going to have to pull back right there? Let me look at the rest of them just real quick. It looks like it could try to bounce back up in the next day or two, or it needs to pull back a little bit more. And I was just trying to get an idea where it would have to pull back to. Ethereum's at 2,411. And let me take a quick look. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to base out right there too, under the 50, and then your 50 and 100 are meeting. It's pulling back, and again, they look like they need to pull back, but they're kind of basing out. That's what I was kind of looking at Bitcoin. If it wanted to actually pull back, or if it really wanted to base out right here, and I think it's trying to base out why it makes some room on the chart. Which I guess if it bases at 68,000, it's not the end of the world. Solana's at 158, 159, bouncing between them. And that is trying to make a base, and it's right above that's the 50. Yeah, the pink's definitely the 50. So it's right there, and your 100's underneath. And again, another one just kind of making room on the chart, and they could get popping and honestly get crazy for that next run up, because they are making that room. Cardano's back to what, 33 cents right there. And it's just pulled back a little bit, and it's just making some more room right there. Doge is at 16, over 16, and looks like it wants to roll off and get crazy. So Doge is getting wild right there. It looks like Trump's about to win and go. I love Doge. That's what Doge looks like. It's the only one that looks great right at the moment. So I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but I'm just saying that's what Doge looks like. And Sheeb, let's look at it real quick. SHIB, and see what that's up to. SHIB, let's see. That one's building a base right there on the 50, so not looking bad at all. And Sheeb looks like it's trying to curl right up too. And let's look at Bonk and see what that's up to. BONK. Let's see. What I just do? BONK. Let me get the chart up here, and that's pulled back underneath the 50 and 100. And again, another one just looks like it's making that base right there. and should look pretty solid. So there you go with our crypto. I think it's just kind of pulling back and basing out right there. It's obviously not going to pop tomorrow for the election, but it will set up, and I think that's getting ready to as well. And let's take a look at some more right here. Laptop Travel said the Shanghai Stock Exchange showing strength today, not good for the Yang. A Trump win would have a huge negative impact on China's markets. So let's see how it's open. The Yang ain't going to be doing anything for us right now because it's 8 o'clock. So obviously he's looking at the Shanghai markets. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it wants to pop off there. If it comes down under, it probably won't be good. But like I said, that yin looks like it wants to hit and come down. The yang wants to pop up and go up. So we shall see. Obviously, tomorrow is going to be an important day for that. So we'll keep our eye on that laptop travel. And I don't think we've had 6 consecutive red candles on a daily since May, and that's on Bitcoin. Yeah, I agree. It's Bitcoin's just been kind of trailing down right there, but like I said, I it looks like it's trying to base out. It's hard to tell at the moment. At that 67,068, it's just teetering. It's above the 100 and the 50, so some of them are way under. And like I said, it is looking like it wants to base, and it could easily just kind of bounce back up. So I'll keep my eye on it for sure and see what that wants to do. Bitcoin and crypto, we always look at it. So we will obviously take a look and know what's happening with that. And let me see what else is going on. Jennifer Lee wanted a few. She couldn't post it in the chat. So let me look. SPPL, we just did that one. That's the one that we were trying to figure out. And it is way up. Definitely a momentum play in the morning. It's up in the top right there, and it could obviously stay up for the web bowler. So watch that one in the morning. You know if it's moving. It's definitely a momentum play. NLSP, that was up 79 cents, but came down 41. It's crawling up and hitting there. Let me see. NLSP. Yeah, I don't think that one's going to cross up. I think that one ran up to that 402 to 647 today, and I don't know if that one's going to run necessarily tomorrow. I'd have to look at it, but I don't, it just doesn't have that look like it wants to run still tomorrow. NLSP, NXL. Let's see that one. That one looks like it's coming out of the basement. Be careful with that one. Could it run back up? It could, but chances are that one's coming back down. NXL. At least it looks like it at the moment. So definitely be careful on that one. And ADN, that one popped up there. It's hitting that top right there. Let me see. ADN. That one, 230 to 455. It's at 344. That could be a momentum play in the morning. Not looking terrible. Looks worse on Finviz, but it looks decent on mine. If it got into the top right there, it could clearly run up some more tomorrow. So ADN, I'd look at that in the morning, see if that wants to be a momentum play. And there you go, Jennifer Lee. I hope that helps out. And we can look at any of them in the morning if you'd like. And let me find my laptop travel list over here and see what that's up to. Here we go. ABLV. And if you want to just post it, laptop travel, I can repost it again. And that way people will have it. But let's take a look and see what these guys are up to. Able View Global. That one's looking pretty good. It's just making a base right there and looking decent. ABLV. Yeah, it's moving up real nice in the after hours, 88 to 92, and it's at that 92. So ABLV looking good for tomorrow, I would say. Um, AIHS, AIHS. This was up a penny. This one's setting up in a great spot. Holy cow. It just like did something weird today. I'm not sure what it did. Let me look at it on my chart, but something weird happened. But it looked good on the Finviz. It just looks kind of strange. Opened at 94 over 94 and a half, and it pulled back to 90. Um, Mine says 91. November 4th. Yeah, they're both dead. It looks like I'm looking at two different worlds right there. It's so crazy when it does that, but that's what it looks like to me. So I'm gonna have to take a look at that one in the morning. Here, I'll repost the list right there, and then I'll work right off that list that I just reposted. That's easier because it's way bigger than the other one I was looking at. Um, that's AIHS. I'll look at that. ALZN. Let's look at that bad boy. That one's kind of flat right there, rolling up in a good spot. ALZN. His scanner's on point right here because that one's cruising up too. So keep an eye on ALZN because that one looks good setting up right there. ARTW. Let's see that. Artsway Manufacturing up 2 cents. And that one looks really good. That one could be a runner tomorrow. ARTW. I mean, it ran up Friday and it didn't look too bad today. I would keep an eye on it and see if it keeps that momentum tomorrow because that doesn't look too bad. ARTW, BNRG, Bren Miller, we already went over. And I said I'd look at that. It was just kind of right in that spot right there. So I'll take a look at that one again. CETY, Clean Energy Technologies. That one is just building a base right there at the 20 and looks kind of decent. Looks kind of crazy, actually. Yeah, look at this one to try to move tomorrow. CETY, that one's looking good. Clean Energy Technologies. Keep an eye on that one. CGBS. CGBS. There we go. That's that Crown LNG. And that one's curling up really nice right there. Oh yeah, that one's I know we looked at it last night or the other night. I don't remember when it was on. It's been on one of Laptop Travel's lists, and that one looks pretty damn good. So watch that one to run tomorrow. CGBS, that one's looking good. DGLY, that one's like digital something and Digital Ally. That one's up 7 cents. I remember this one dipped down last week, and now it's curling back up. I remember we were looking at it and it was dipping down, and now it's looking pretty decent. So keep an eye on that for a little momentum play. DTC, Solo Brands. Oh, this one's running up real nice too. They have earnings coming up on the 7th, which is Thursday, and DTC is has nice momentum going. So keep an eye on that for some momentum in the morning because that's looking good. ERNA. I remember we looked at this the other day. It was looking decent, up 3 cents, has a weird look. And this one looks like it wants to crawl up some more. ERNA. So definitely keep an eye on that one in the morning, too. That one looks real good. Game. Let's see what kind of games this is playing right here. Its earnings are November 14th. And let's see what's happening with game. GAME. It's just coming back, but it's going to roll off. You can tell with that 20 there. So that one's just setting up right there. And that one could be another day or so. Hoth, HOTH, up 3 cents. Ran up last week, was it, on the 29th? To over $1. We're at 85 cents in the after hours, and it looks like it's crawling up really nice right there. Let me look in the after hours because mine's pulled back and Finviz is up. This says 86, and this says right around 86, but it looks like two different worlds right there. I'll have to look at Hoth, HOTH, and see what that's up to just to get a better idea because the charts look weird. IMMX, that's down a penny, but it looks like it's going to come back down and roll off right there. IMMX, and that's what it looks like. So we'll just watch that one to roll off. And a lot of great setups right here. INKT. This one we had looked at the other day, and now it's getting moving. INKT, it was on last week's list, and look at it for tomorrow to keep that momentum to keep running up. So there you go. We're always a little early on these bad boys. MYSZ, my size is up 20 cents, and it's between that 50 and 100 or 20 and 50. What am I talking about? The 20 and the 50, and it looks pretty good to try to curl up there and continue to go. So keep an eye on my size, MYSZ. It looks pretty solid for tomorrow. And so yeah, look at that one. NAOV. Holy cow, NAOV. My brain is just not working right. NAOV. at least with letters and stuff. Somehow this I could look at a candle, a chart, and some lines with no problem, and it doesn't even affect me. It's amazing. NAOV, there you go. It's curled up really nice on that 20. Has that resistance at 58 cents. But other than that, it should get moving. I have to see it. NAOV. Here we go. Yeah, and it ran up like crazy on what day? The 29th. It ran up to 84 cents. It's back to 54, and it looks like it wants to try to run back up there, NAOV. So keep your eye on that bad boy as well. And the Chiefs and Bucks 17-10. Buccaneers are in the lead. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. And here we are with NAOV. And our next one is NDRA. And I look at it, it was a really hard look. No, it was what was that one? I forget. Whichever it was. It was one that we've looked at before, but this I can see this one. Um this one, them lines are meeting really nice right there on NDRA. Let me see. Yeah, just a little bit of healthy pullback right there, and I think this is getting set up. So we will have to keep an eye on NDRA because that's looking decent again. NNVC. NNVC. Let's see. And oh, that's Curl. That's going to be running tomorrow. NNVC. Let me just confirm it with Mayan. Mayan's a little flat, but on here, I'm telling you, it's like looking at two different planets right now. Um, but it did run up today. What 140? What the heck? 142 to 148, back to 141. So what was it here? 142, up five, down five. I'd have to look at that in the morning. It was looking really good, but yeah, they're just a little odd. And PAPL, let's look at Pineapple Financial. And that one's trying to curl up off that 20. It has hard resistance right there at 71, and you're at just about 69. So PAPL, but it does look like it's going to try to push that push the envelope there and try to get through. So keep an eye on PAPL to try to do it, get through and try to roll. And there you go with the laptop ones. Thank you very much. And here we go. Let me just take a look. Boom, ADAP, Jennifer Lee. Let's see, ADAP. ADAP. Um, that one, 82 cents up 2 cents, bouncing off the bottom. You can kind of see that the 30th was its bottom there at 67 cents. And let's look at ADAP. A little healthy pullback, but doesn't look like anything bad. It looks like it wants to run up to that 90-cent area right there, Jennifer Lee. So look for it to try to run up to that 90 cents, and then it's going to hit some good resistance right there. So that's what you're looking at right there. And VKTX, let's see, has a huge buyout target. VKTX, let's take a look. VKTX, that's at Viking Therapeutics, and it dipped hard today. I did see that. It ran up the other day, pulled back hard, but it's in between that channel. So I think it actually could pop back. Let me look at it on mine. VKTX. It curled through coming down, but not the end of the world right there. Um, Honestly, it looks like it's trying to just make some room right there. I could see it kind of going flat, maybe dropping down a little bit more into like the lower 60s, and then kind of pulling back up, making some room on that chart. And then, like I said, setting up. It is kind of setting up right there. So I would say it does look pretty good. Probably won't bounce hard tomorrow, but it is setting up pretty nice for that VKTX. And Oppenheimer just Viking Therapeutics price target from 164 from 138 maintains outperform rating. Well, if that's crazy because it's at like $64. Was it ever up that high? Holy cow, that would be nuts. I guess it was up to $100 not long ago in February, but I'm not sure. But that's their hymns. That one was popping. Hymns and hers, I think, were both popping today. I think they had earnings or something, didn't they? Yeah, earnings today for hymns, and it was moving in the after hours up $1.73. I'm gonna have to look at it on mine, HIMS. And yeah, it looks really good. Hims and Hers Health. Oh, it's the same company, Hims and Hers. There you go. I was gonna say Hims and Hers. I knew it was. I was like, wait, they're the same company. What am I talking about? Hims and Hers is the name of the company. Hims and Hers Health. Um, it was moving today in the after hours. They had earnings, and it did pop up there, 22.65, and it does look good. It's curled up really nice. Obviously, we gotta watch it as it hits that line curling up on the MACD, and it has resistance right there around 23. So that's about where it would hit the line at. So watch it. Could run up to that 23. Got to 22.49 and 22.65 on mine. And like I said, right under that 20, just say $23. So it could run up there, hit resistance, and then you'll have to check out Hims and Hers Health. So yeah, it did run up there on the earnings, and it is looking bullish. So it does look like it's trying to run up some more. Just watch for a little pullback there. And there you go. And I would say that looks pretty solid. I'll look at the scanner. Excuse me. SPPL, ELAB, I bet we probably did almost every one of them. Plug. Oh, NUWE. This was on a laptop list not long ago. This ran up over 100% today. I forgot about that one this morning. But yeah, that one ran up. SMCI. Oh, I didn't even do the big caps. What am I talking about? Here, let's run through the SPY. I'm telling you, I'm like out of it. Um, let's run through the SPY and all them bad boys real quick and see what they're up to. Intel. That looks pretty decent, but we'll see that and all the other ones we saw. So let me roll through them and then we'll call it a night because clearly I think I need to get some rest. My brain's like fried. And the game 17-16, I guess the Chiefs scored and it's in the fourth quarter. So here we go. I'm not really paying attention to it. Let me do these the SPY and these bad boys. The SPY was down $1.23, and again it's hitting that hard line and that exactly what I was saying this morning at that 50. And what was its low? 567 right there. And it's going to try, it may try to pull back a little more. I don't know. I think it's trying to base out right there. I don't see it trying to pull back that much harder than that. I mean, that would be a hell of a pullback. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I think that would be one a little bit too much of a pullback. I think it has too much good resist support right there. So at 569 area where it's at. So that is the SPY. Let's roll through the rest of these bad boys. GameStop was down a hair, and I think they're at the 20 and 50 are trying to meet tomorrow. So I think they're just going to be bouncing around a little bit as the election, and then things are going to look much better. Clearly, it looks like, and we've been saying that it's just very volatile with an election happening. AMC down 16 cents, and I'm telling you, watch for these dips right here, back down to that 430. It's at 437, and their earnings are coming up on the 6th, which is Wednesday, and it is pulling back there, but looking good. AMC. Chewy CHWY. Let's see what that's up to. That's up $1.72. This one was trying to curl up. I didn't think it was going to run up that much right there, but has that look where it kind of opened and closed around the same price, hitting resistance. I would assume it's not crossing through just at the moment. Let it pull back, and I think it just kind of popped up today. Let it pull back tomorrow, and it's going to set up. So that's Chewy. And let's look at NVIDIA NVDA. That was up 65 cents. And again, it's just kind of pulling back right there. They're just trying to make some room on the chart. And NVIDIA's earnings are out a week or so on the 20th. But yeah, they're setting up to be bullish, but they're just making some room on that chart. The bottom could be what day? October 30th was on 130. Oh wait. Yeah, October 30th. I keep moving the cursor. October 31st at that 132 area. So that was probably its bottom. But let's just look and see if it can pull back anymore. And that's NVIDIA right there, NVDA. And let's look at Apple. That's down to 220. And it's just making a base down there. And again, setting up super bullish. It's gonna have to meet up with that line to get rolling. So I'll let you know when Apple's ready to pop. It's gonna be right after the election right there. What did Chewy do today? Chewy picked up momentum on Monday. The company announced Friday that it would replace Stericycle SRCL in the S&P Midcap 400 effective before the opening of trading on Wednesday, November 6th. So there you go. That is good news. Definitely good news when Roaring Kitty jumps into it and then it jumps up onto other trading things like that. So that is going to make it pop up. More eyes will be on it. And clearly, if Roaring Kitty was promoting it, people are liking it. But Apple pulling back here, I'll let you know when that bottom is. And Google GOG down a little bit today. Again, just let it pull back. I think we're going to see that with all of them this week. We have election tomorrow, Fed Thursday, so nothing crazy going on this week. Amazon, or a lot going on crazy, but the big caps aren't really popping. Let's put it that way. Amazon's pulling back here. Um, Meta, that's down $6 back to five. Remember, I said I'd like it at that 540. What I say? I probably said 550 and then 540. We might actually get it there. So, and then it's setting up super bullish. And I'm telling you, in about next week, these things are going to be getting great. So I can't wait. We just have to wait for all the election nonsense and stuff. Microsoft's just making a base, setting up super bullish down here. Just let it pull back, make its base. And Tesla. Here's our Mag 7. That was down as well. And let that pull back. Is it going to cross through? I'm not sure, but I'll watch it and see. And that is Tesla. And it's just pulling back. All of them are. So there you go. And it was up a little in the after hours, but like I said, I think they're going to be pulling back during the election Thursday. And boom, let's look at the rest because PLTR went nuts, and I didn't think it would. But Nike, that one was down a little bit today. And again, I still think the other day was its bottom on Halloween. It pulled back to that 75.20 area. It's at 77. It is pulling back a little bit, but it's making a base and it's setting up to be bullish. And that's NKE, Nike, Rivian up 11 cents. I'm telling you, this one's setting up. We've been saying it and it's going to get rolling. So keep your eye on Rivian and PLTR, that's it. I couldn't think of it. PLTR, they had their earnings today. And honestly, I still think it's pulling back. I think it was a reaction in the after hours. I would be careful tomorrow. It looks like it's pulling back. I even said yesterday, I don't care how good their earnings are. It looks like it's going to pull back. It did jump up in the after hours, and but be careful tomorrow morning with that. I just wanted to warn everybody about that one. We'll see how it opens, but it looks like it wants to pull back. Sophie looks like it's hitting that line, has that weird look, but I think it could pull back a little bit more right there. SOFI. Dell, well, not Dill, Dell, DELL, down $1 and just kind of healthy pullback, nothing crazy right there. And like I said, all these bad boys are just kind of hanging out for the election. Snow is pulling back a little down $1.75 today. Let it pull back and we'll get that one at the right time. It was moving up, but it's just pulling back a little. AMD down a little bit right there at 140. And let this thing get set up because it's going to be super bullish and get rolling. QCOM. Um, that one's getting set up. Their earnings are on the 6th, and I think this one's going to get cruising. So let's keep our eye on QCOM. Let me just mark that. Might be the only one that's really good. At the moment, PYPL, what's that? Up 88 cents today. PayPal, it could be setting back up off of that 50 right there. It could just bounce around though. PYPL, I'll take a look at it. Doesn't look too bad. And like I said, it could just be bouncing around. So we'll take a look at PayPal and see when it's ready to roll. SMCI, that's down to 26, even 25. Their earnings are tomorrow on the election, which are crazy. But look for this thing to try to bounce because it looks like it wants to. I'm not gonna lie, it does have that bounce kind of look. Maybe they'll announce that they got a new auditor or something. Who the heck knows? But let's see what that's up to. Their earnings call should be tomorrow, SMCI, and we'll see what happens. It's either it looks like it wants to bounce a little. Not saying it's going to go nuts, but Intel's down 68 cents and just kind of pulling back there. It was looking really good, I thought. INTC. Yeah, just a little pullback. Oh man. I am definitely exhausted. I think my brain just is definitely beat. Yeah, it just was trying to crawl through right there, and it is just pulling back Intel. So we'll have to catch the best price for that. And it's just rolling between that 20 and 50 and just dipping back in between that channel. Nothing real crazy right there. Disney down 2 cents, but setting up. I'm telling you, this thing is setting up really, really nice. Just we'll watch for the bottom. None of them are going to be popping. That's why I kind of tried to keep it a little shorter tonight. Oxy, OXY. That one's actually has the earnings coming up. They're at the bottom. The sector looked pretty good today, and it looks like it's trying to curl up. Let's look at ExxonMobil, and that was up today, but both of them look pretty decent. So we'll see what they want to do tomorrow. Oxy and ExxonMobil. Marrow is probably down. It was down, I remember. And it's just pulling back to that bottom. So we'll watch for that price. And then we'll watch for riots to come back down because that curled down and it's pulling back. So we'll watch for both of them. And MSTR, what was that doing today? Oh yeah, it was pulled back down to almost a 20. And I think that's going to pull back a little bit more MSTR. So we'll let that do that. CLSK. Let that pull back as well. So all of them are pulling back as crypto is not looking good. Coin was up like 339 today. It was trying to crawl back up, down like 5 in the after hours. I didn't even notice that, but we'll see what it looks like. It's trying to build a base. We'll take a look at it and see what it's trying to do. DJT, I pretty much said that was bouncing. We'll see what it wants to do tomorrow. It made a nice little base right there today, so we'll see. It looks like it wants to try to crawl back up tomorrow, but we'll take a look at it. DJT and Fun PHUN. We looked at this, I think, already, but it is kind of I think it was just a reaction to that news. They wanted to do a merger or something. We were talking about it. It looks like it kind of wants to pull back. We have to look at it. Could come back. Yeah, it looks like it wants to pull back to me. So I know I was looking at it on mine. Let me take a look. PHUN. Yeah, I'm not so sure it's ready yet, so I'll keep an eye on that. MTN, that Mountain One Val Resorts up 83 cents. This is about to get rolling, guys. So here's your bottom, and MTN's about to look good, so keep your eye on that one because that's about to get going. MCD, good old McDonald's, is down, making a base down here and still down there. So keep an eye on that for after the election. You know, Trump loves his McDonald's, so that'll bounce up. Boeing, like I keep saying, I have no idea how this company keeps going up. It wants to keep going up too. And it gets up over that 155, which it did in the after hours. It should get up to 159 and they make terrible products right now, and it keeps going up. But Space Virgin Galactic is pulling down. It's down 19 cents, and they have earnings coming up on the 6th, so that will be on Wednesday, and it is pulling back. So there you go. Let me take a quick look, see if I missed anything. I think I got everything there. Earnings call tomorrow for SMCI. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one for sure if their phones work, like you said. Um, and let's just look at the poly market really quick, and I'll just do the presidential election winner and tell you what the odds are. 59.7 Trump, 40.4 Harris. And like I was explaining yesterday, the Trump one's bullish, popping back up. The Harris one's bearish, going back down. It's exactly what I was talking about yesterday. And let's just see if there's any more good ones. I'll look. It's just amazing that the popular vote's that different. And Harris 74, Trump 26. And like I said, if I was looking at these to get poppers, I'd be like, yo, I want that Trump one because it's about to pop over 100%. So that's what it looks like. I'm not so sure it's running up tomorrow. And she could even won the popular vote and still lose. So, and that's amazing how that works. But anyway, That's neither here or there, but that's what they look like. So I'll go through them again tomorrow. I can still go through them and see. I don't know how when you can even put in odds or put vets in. I have no idea. I'm not really a gambling person betting like this, so I didn't even know they had all these bad boys, but they were fun today. So if you didn't hear that show, I'll post out the link for that again. I went through all of them. Well, not every one of them, but all the good ones. Oh, here's the swing states. I went through them earlier, and Arizona looked like Trump. PA looked like Trump, Georgia looked like Trump, North Carolina looked like Trump, Wisconsin looked like Harris, Nevada looked like Trump, and Michigan looked like Harris. So that's what they looked like earlier, and I'll take a look at them tomorrow. So there you go. That is our market review for our Monday night, the night before election. Again, everybody go out and vote. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's 17-17, Chiefs and Bucks, and it's in the fourth quarter, 7:40 left. And there you go. You guys can go enjoy the rest of that if you want, or get some rest or watch some stock charts. I'll post the video up, and I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. for pre-market. So thank you, everybody. Sherry B, Bong, Pre Chan, and Eileen, Bruce, DeFi 420, Shelly 12, Larissa, Jennifer Lee, Laptop Travel, and I know there was a slew of other people on, Luis Rodriguez, and a whole lot of other people. Thanks for tuning in as always. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you all have a great night. And it is election tomorrow, so it's going to be wild. So I'll be on in the morning. We'll check it out, see what's happening. So I will see you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody, and see you in the morning.